Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be covering the best Game Week 37 free hit draft. If you do enjoy today's video, then why not drop a like on the video and subscribe for more FPL content. Finally, this video is being filmed on a Saturday evening rather than the usual Sunday when I record. So for whatever reason, if a player gets injured or suspended, whatever reason, please don't be down in the comments going, "Oh, Richarlison didn't play the game, so how did you put him in your team?" I understand this video is filmed on a Saturday, so please, just whatever. If a player doesn't play, just skip past it. Easy enough. Right, without any further ado, let's dive into the free hit team for Game Week 37. Starting off our Game Week 37 free hit draft, we have gone for Kasper Schmeichel. Mixed double for the Leicester goalkeeper. Watford away, which should be a easy clean sheet, you'd imagine. And then Chelsea in the next game, who now are back in a top four race after today's result against Wolves. So, you know, Chelsea are going to be needing all the points that they could possibly be getting. So that could be a really intriguing game, and one where you could definitely see Leicester potentially keeping a clean sheet. Who knows? I do believe that there is potentially another better goalkeeper option. I will come on to talk about that a little bit later, as I've included him on the bench. Obviously, we know about Leicester's leaky defence. I went through this in my 36 video. I think it's something like 54 goals they've conceded this season. Only 6 clean sheets as well in that period. Just not good enough from a Leicester side, but hopefully that can pick up, in 36 and 37. He is the most nailed Leicester player as well. That is something that has plagued the Leicester players over the past few game weeks with the Europa Conference League. However, they're not in that anymore, and that could be a good thing because it's a little bit easier to predict who's going to play, but also a bad thing because they're kind of playing for nothing at this point. They could have potentially a little bit of on-the-beach mentality, meaning that they're not really going to be up for these games and could kind of be a little bit of a walkover team. Watford relegated after today as well, so that could be a bit of a dud of a game. Who knows? I do believe there potentially is a better option, but we will come on to talk about that a little bit later. First defender in the team is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, high-scoring defender. Robbo could be a great option if you potentially haven't got enough money, but I can't see a reason why that wouldn't be the case. There's always the argument to go for the double up as well, but Southampton, this is the big thing for me, have been absolutely dreadful over the past few months. Only one win in their last 10 games as well, which is just absolutely abysmal. They're a team on the slide. You know, they'd lost 3-0 to Brentford today. Absolutely appalling. We know how good Trent's been. He's been fantastic all season. There's a real argument to potentially go for the double up. Just make sure, obviously, with your 37 team, just make sure that you look at what Liverpool put out in the FA Cup, whether or not that goes to extra time and penalties. Obviously, that's 120 minutes. There could be a little bit of rotation, depending on how the 36 fixtures go for Liverpool and Man City. So just make sure with that one. But Trent, pretty safe pick. High scoring player, highest bonus scoring player as well. On free kicks, on set pieces, real great option. Next to him, I've gone for João Cancelo. Arguably, you should be looking at getting as many City players in your team for 36, for 37 and for 38. Obviously, this title race is their main concern now after a disappointing kind of collapse at the Bernabeu midweek. Cancelo, second highest scoring player, most shots among defenders, most shots on target among defenders as well, but only 1 goal this season. Surely he's got to score at some point. West Ham, a team who, after United's result today, could finish 6th, so could get back into the Europa League, so that could give them a little bit of motivation. However, similar situation to Leicester, their defeat in Europe could be a massive motivation killer. You know, that's kind of where a lot of their season was kind of geared towards, maybe getting to the Europa League final. That's kind of gone now. How do they respond from this? How do they get over the disappointment? It could be a fixture that, you know, West Ham could easily be exploited, and City obviously in this title race, but who knows? West Ham could potentially, after United's result today, have something massive to play for. That could be a very intriguing game. But João Cancelo, solid pick all season. With City only got the leagues to go, he's nailed for me. Next to him, we have gone for Matty Cash. Obviously, just make sure that he is fit after the double in 36. Nearly kept a clean sheet today against Burnley, but Maxwell Cornet kind of put a dash into that one. Before that, back-to-back clean sheets for Villa, and Villa slowly starting to pick up a little bit of form come the end of the season, and it's a great double for them. 2 home games, Crystal Palace and Burnley. Burnley were in really good form coming into game week 36, however, defeat to Aston Villa today. Was it Aston Villa? It was Aston Villa. I'm just questioning my own decision process there. But yeah, Crystal Palace, a little bit of a difficult game, but both teams have nothing to play for. Could potentially be a bit of a dead rubber game. Who knows? But we've gone for that. And then the Burnley game, you should be looking to at least get 1 clean sheet out of Matty Cash from this. The other thing I do like about Matty Cash is he's fairly nailed at that right back spot. There's no one else who've come in this season and kind of replaced him. He's pretty nailed as long as he's fit. Great double and great defender to target. Moving on to the midfield, we start with Heung-min Son's everyone's favourite player at the moment. Obviously, this is being recorded before game week 36, where he could have had an absolute stinker. Highest scoring player over the past 5 game weeks prior to game week 36. 5 goals, 1 assist. However, on the contrary to that, he has massively performed over on his expected goal involvement. His expected goals were about 1.01 for 5 goals. That is pretty ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. A massive outperformance. You'd imagine that there may be some regression to the mean with this, and his output may drop off a little bit, but who knows with that. Burnley as well, they were in good form coming into 36, however, have fell off a little bit. So at this point, Burnley could be a real appetising fixture with both teams having something to play for. Obviously, this game will be after the North London derby as well, so Spurs will kind of know whether or not they're in a top 4 race, a Europa League race. They'll know a little bit more at that point, but Son has been the star player over the past few game weeks and someone I would be including in my 37 free hit draft. Next to him, we have gone for one of the best enablers on the game at the moment, and that is Anthony Gordon at a rock bottom 4.6 million price. I can't believe he's that low. Pretty nailed in Lampard's side, got good attacking kind of numbers and attacking flair that he kind of has. Obviously, he loves to dive, as we all know as well. Great double for Everton, Brentford at home and Crystal Palace at home. Anthony Gordon at 4.6 could even go on your bench if maybe you've got a bench boost available. He could be someone that you maybe look to drop out of this team and maybe put another defender in there, maybe another like a Robbo or someone like that. But just for me, really good player, amazing price, amazing double. Why would you not have Anthony Gordon? Next to Gordon in midfield, we have gone for Saka, who seems to be Arsenal's star man at the moment. On penalties for Arsenal, absolutely blistering it, killing it for Arsenal at the moment, and in their pursuit of top 4 football. A little bit of a difficult fixture away at Newcastle. We have seen some really good performances from Newcastle in the past few game weeks. Obviously, the Liverpool result aside from that, you play in one of the top teams there. That has to be something to be taken into consideration. But Arsenal probably at this point will still be in a top 4 race, so that's absolutely huge. Something to play for. Newcastle, they kind of don't have anything to play for anymore. They've secured safety and they can't really kind of breach into the top 10. Take a miraculous run from them and other teams dropping points. So I think they're going to finish just outside the top 10 this season. So, there might start to be a little bit of on the beach mentality. And this is where Arsenal could flourish. Obviously, going for top 4, Saka's a nailed option, and only 6.7 million. Absolute steal for the quality that he is. The 4th midfielder in the side is Wilfried Zaha, off the back of his penalty scored against Watford, and what a double he is playing. Aston Villa and Everton. Aston Villa, we spoke about potentially a little bit of on the beach mentality could be coming in with them. However, they are starting to pick up a little bit of form. Crystal Palace have been a really good side this season, and Zaha has been a key component of that. Obviously, we saw a little bit of rotation with Zaha a few weeks ago. I doubt that will happen in game week 37 or any other weeks. A potential captaincy option as well with Zaha and Pens. He is Arguably one of Crystal Palace's best players going forward as well. He is their key man, he is their target man, he's their danger man, and with an absolutely scintillating double like this, he is a man who could be, for me, a really, really good differential captain who you could be looking to go for if you are looking for some massive, massive rank boosts. The last time I had Zaha in my team was game week 28, and he did not let me down. It could be a return for Wilfred Zaha in my team, and someone you could be considering as well. And the final man to complete our midfield is Mohamed Salah, who has been absolutely bloody brilliant all season. Obviously, we spoke about how poor Southampton have been. Only one win in their last 10 league matches. Definite captaincy option, with Salah being the 4th highest scoring midfielder. This is prior to the Spurs game where he could have absolutely exploded. 7 goals in his last 9 games against Southampton as well. That's a really, really good record. Liverpool in this title race, just make sure. Obviously, we have seen Salah rotating in the past few weeks, and before this game week, we do have the FA Cup. So just take that into consideration. Just make sure he's 100% definitely playing. But for me, Mohamed Salah is like one of the options I think that could be an easy captain, absolutely easy captain if you're looking to maintain rank. Fantastic record against Southampton on penalties, Liverpool going for the title, and Southampton looking absolutely awful at the moment. And to start our front line, we have gone for the Brazilian little magician, and it is Richarlison. 2 goals in his last 4 games. This is prior to game week 36. A great double, as we've already spoke about, with Brentford and Crystal Palace. Obviously, Brentford finishing the season quite strong. Crystal Palace, we've, kind of been praising a little bit throughout this video as well. So not as easy as we're anticipating, but Everton do have a very, very good record at home, as does Richarlison. He's the 2nd highest scoring player as well over the past 5 game weeks, only behind the man on the bench, Jordan Pickford, who we'll come to in a few minutes. 12 shots as well over the past 5 game weeks on penalties as well. He did, honestly, I've captained him in game week 36. He could be another captaincy option in game week 37. Loves to score at Goodison Park. Great double. On form, Everton need the wins. They're absolutely gagging for points at the moment, and he could be the man that could save them. Obviously, get his big money move in the summer. That seems to kind of be the angle that is being played out within the media at the moment. Great double, in form. If he's not suspended after throwing the flare, the absolute donkey for doing that. But if he is fit, then, well, if he's fit or suspended, please do go for Richarlison. He could be a great captaincy option for game week 37. Partnering him up top, we have gone for Ollie Watkins. Obviously, we spoke about the fantastic double earlier with Matty Cash, 6th highest scoring forward over the past 5 game weeks. Again, prior to game week 36 being finished. 2 goals in his last 5 games, scored against Burnley as well. It seems that Gerrard and Watkins as a whole have kind of got their groove, got their mojo back, and they're starting to play some really, really good football. Ollie Watkins is killing my rank at the moment, and you know what? He's kind of hitting what we expected Ollie Watkins to be. Hopefully he can finish the season strong. Someone that I am trying to get into my team any way I can. And for me, he should be leading the line for your game week 37 free hit draft. Starting with our bench, we go for Jordan Pickford, who, like we said, could be the option over Kasper Schmeichel. Spoke about how great Everton have been at home, how great this man was against Chelsea as well. That double save he made was absolutely scintillating, out of this world. Nailed Everton's highest scoring player as well over the past 5 game weeks. Do you imagine Everton could keep a clean sheet in one of them? England's number 1. He'll want to retain that status. He'll want to retain Everton's Premier League status as well. Obviously, we know the passion. We know how good this man can be on his day. However, Everton's defence have been a little bit wobbly throughout the season. So that was my thought process behind him being on the bench. Obviously, Leicester's hasn't been great either. And I didn't want to go for a kind of Everton triple up. But something that you could do is easily replace Anthony Gordon with someone like James Maddison, Harvey Barnes, or you could replace Richarlison with Vardy, with Leicester no longer having Europa Conference League fixtures. You know, it's kind of a little bit easy to predict the Leicester lineup. So there's a lot of rotation or a lot of other differential picks that you could make closer to game week 37 deadline. This is something I will go through on my Twitter, so if you want to go follow that, it'll be down in the description. I'll probably go through some other picks that you could go for game week 37. Next to Pickford, we have gone for Connor Cody. You know, the man just came off the back of scoring in the 97th minute against Chelsea, saving my bench boost. What a man. At home against Norwich, we know our Wolves have been pretty solid at the back all season, and you imagine that they'll be able to keep a clean sheet there. So, you know, a little bit of a differential option maybe on your bench. You could include him in your side, but there wasn't anyone I was looking at that I'd like to miss out and put Connor Cody in for. But there is a little bit of a thought process there with Wolves players in general. Could you include them for this game against Norwich? Just one to consider. The next defender on the bench is Connor Roberts. Mixed double, Tottenham and Villa away. Obviously, we've just seen the job that Villa have done on Burnley today with the 3-1 win that Aston Villa got. Obviously, Connor Roberts was part of that team as well. But I've just included him on here. He's nice and cheap. He doubles. Just something else to consider. You know, Burnley players do have a double, but after today, I'm not as convinced. And with that double, I'm just really not convinced. Burnley still need points, obviously, to kind of get their safety within the Premier League. So just bear that in mind. You maybe want to go for a Weghorst, maybe a Cornet, just someone to look at. And the final player on the bench is Young Combs. I can't quite pronounce his name properly. Someone mentioned it last time I included him in video. Just a 4.5 million forward. Didn't have his face on the game. I forgot and I put him in my team again. So yeah, don't have his face on the game. 4.5 million just to finish off the team. If you did enjoy today's Game Week 37 free hit draft video, then why not like the video? Why not subscribe to the channel? We're trying to hit 100 subs before the end of the season. We're super close. I think we're like 8 away now. And honestly, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for making, like, you know, this dream that I've had for a long time kind of become a little bit more of a reality. If we hit 100 subs before the end of the season, it'll be absolutely huge. Put a massive smile on my face. And most of all, thank you very much for listening. My voice is pretty much gone at this point. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and let me know down in the comments below, what are your plans for Game Week 37?